Hello and welcome to our coverage of the 2011 Huawei Analyst Meeting held in Shanghai in April 2011. My name is Ranajit Dham. On the sidelines of the meeting, we spoke to a number of different analysts from around the world on how the telecom industry is expanding in its horizons beyond traditional markets. And this is what they had to tell us. So in what ways do you see the telecom industry moving out of its traditional boundaries and entering new markets?
The telecom, I think the best way to think of it is it's actually sort of dissolving, if you will, into all of industry and all of life. So the industry suppliers have to adjust to that and actually look at new customer base and new means of meeting their needs.
Telecom industry has always been introverted, looking at its own standards and technologies rather than the customer needs that it's trying to serve. Right now we're seeing a transformation where the telecom industry will be looking to the marketplace, to the customer requirements, both enterprise and consumer, in trying to develop products and services that can be readily adopted and can change the way they do business.
Its tradition, of course, is based in voice, and then data, broadband, and now it has to move out of its comfort zone in worrying about applications and delivering service to end users in all sorts of places on all sorts of devices. It's a new world.
So the telecom industry today is moving from being just a communications provider to being involved in every aspect of society. So how do you think a solutions provider like Huawei can facilitate this process?
The traditional way for companies like Huawei was to help the operator to transform itself, to be an enabler, to better position itself to serve the needs of these customers. I think Huawei is going to have to go to the next step by serving the user needs themselves and developing solutions that can be rebranded or can be placed inside the enterprise and can link back to operator services rather than wait for the operator to take the initiative.
A good thing is Huawei is well positioned because of its end-to-end infrastructure offering. It plays in a number of areas. So one thing, it can leverage those offerings to build solutions, picking up different pieces from its portfolio. That's one thing. Right. Then the other thing is we also need players, we always need players to actually innovate and come up with disruptive business models for some services. That is also where Huawei can play.
A communication equipment provider like Huawei can help by having a vision and having solutions for them to help lead them in a direction that makes it comfortable for them so that they don't have to invent everything new.
What major innovations do you expect to see in the next 2 or 3 years that really could shake up the industry?
There will be innovations in, I think, these 3 areas. One is the bandwidth problem. So connecting everyone and connecting computers will require a lot of bandwidth. And then on the output of the actual communications, there will have to be an innovation in the displays technology and how these are delivered and seen. And another thing is the way computers interact with us. That will be a big change. So it will be more gesture-based and intuitive.
Social networking environment, moving from just like chatting to more doing things in communities. That will be influencing the way mobile devices are designed, and also intelligence moving from the edge of the network or to more distributed intelligence. So you will see smartness all over the value chain, from the core to the access to the device itself.
Huawei is now entering in the enterprise market, consumer market. So how do you think it can leverage its core strengths to make an impact in these markets?
So what it can do is it understands the telecom market well due to its involvement in the infrastructure business across, it has many big customers across Asia as well as Africa, and now it's also getting into Europe. So it can leverage relationships with the providers, with the service providers, as well as its experience to to innovate in the enterprise space also?
Well, I mean, one thing is being close to the customer. So I think having R&D facilities around the world is key because there are different approaches, different architecture, but also importantly, culture is very important when you're selling into such a wide number of countries. So I think understanding how to be close to the customer and to tweak for local needs, I think that's what it's about. So that's what we see in the customization approach of Huawei has won its market share very much in the telecom industry. So I think extending that into enterprise and consumer.
Huawei has many strengths based mostly on the telecom side, and I think those strengths of size and scale can be applied to enterprise. Huawei's also gotten into the devices, which will be used by you and me, users, end users, whether in our homes or at business or traveling. So I think those are from one end to the other, from scale down to small devices. Huawei has good strengths.